Good everyone, and welcome to today's video, and today it's a subscriber replay sent in by KillerTigger, as well as ItchyKnuckles. Now, these two were flying their 109 E1s. Now, everyone knows that I fucking despise this plane. It is dirty at 2.0. It honestly is. The Heinkel 100 D1 is even worse at 1.7, it's just as dirty. I just don't like this plane. Like, I used it to grind the I-180S event, but I felt very freaking dirty doing it. Let's just say that. So obviously the 109 was the mainstay of the Luftwaffe during the Second World War, and well, if you don't know about the 109, then I don't think you've been doing much into history. So since it's quite a long battle, we are going to jump right in. I had it there. I couldn't remember the name of the file, to be honest. But these two just show how teammate coordination and just overall teamwork can win you a game. And that was the perfect point and the selling point of this battle. Now, I haven't actually had time to get around to this because I've been grinding the BTR 152 skin and the... what's it called? The SDKFC 6. Still working on that. But let me tell you, it was a bloody good view. Well, this is a bloody good fight. This engine's way too freaking loud in my headphones, so I'm just going to turn it down a bit for you. And a bit more on the volume. Because sometimes it sounds a bit too high in my headset, so I'm just adjusting it. So obviously, these two are part of RTDOB squadron. It's their own little squadron they have. KillerTigger and ItchyKnuckles, you're more than welcome to join my own squadron when I get around to doing that at some point. But this is a BR3 game, so they are fully up tiered, which is nothing new. Obviously, squad of 2 have to take on level 100 stat padders in things like the I-180S and things like that. But these two like to fly really close to each other, and obviously they've done, well, IRL beautiful nights would have done this. Now it looks like they've got bomb racks and bombs underneath their plane. That's just a replay bug. That's been happening for donkeys now. I'm just going to skip us a bit ahead because we do have a bit of dead zone here where they're just climbing. But these two lads are about to show you exactly how to fly a pair of 109s. KillerTigger, great pilot. ItchyKnuckles, great pilot. Putting these two together, they're quite a good force. And they will be on Discord, so they will be communicating to each other. So at this point, there are obviously two B-34s and a Blenheim in a lemming train for the bases. They decide to target the front B-34 first, aimed by Jake WSJ or WSJ-14. Now, KillerTigger, mate, I don't know if this is a server or a replay bug, but why the frick are you firing tracers? Use universal, mate, because you get incendiary rounds in that. And there's some twat in a J-88 trying to play fighter. Drop your bombs and then play fighter, mate. They're both scoring hits on this B-34, but obviously B-34 is heavily armoured, heavily armed, and it's also actually a pretty fast aircraft now that he's ditched his payload. But now they're going to try and intercept. Obviously they both have 3,000 rounds between them, so that's 6,000 rounds of Dakar. So you can imagine just how much pain train you can give with this aircraft, or these two aircraft put together. Especially when you combine the experience of these two pilots, and you've got a recipe for a pretty dang good battle. Now, unfortunately, I've not had the privilege of taking these two on in a battle before. I took on KillerTigger when I spaded the BB-10, but that was when I first met him, and I ran out of ammunition. I would have killed him, but unfortunately, I didn't have any ammo left, so I just ran off, used my BB-10 speed. But let me tell you, fighting these two would have been quite the privilege. Obviously, I'd have loved to take it on KillerTigger's 109 G2 drop, but sadly I couldn't. They're both pulling on this B-34 now. They're going to tear it to pieces. The B-34 can't do shit. KillerTigger gets the kill. ItchyKnuckles gets the assist. Obviously, it was only a matter of time until one of them got the kill, and to be fair, it was set to go both ways. Either one of them could have gotten the kill. But yeah, nice teamwork. Obviously, B-34 has pretty fearsome defensive armament above where the 50 cals lie. But lower down, it's only 30 cals, so that's where you can really strike. And if you take out that gunner, that thing is screwed. That's why I want to get my hands on the PV2 harpoon, so I can use the lower 50 cal just to tear anyone up who thinks it's a normal B-34. But their team is doing pretty okay. They've only lost a couple of planes so far. The enemy team's not doing so hot. Obviously, they've lost a couple of bombers, a couple of fighters. And it's just going from there, really. So once again, we're going to skip ahead. And this time, it is a Blenheim. Well, you poor bastard, that's all I'll say. I wouldn't want to be the gunner on board that Blenheim when he just says, bandits, like, 4 o'clock high. And that's the second kill for Killer. I believe Knuckles got the assist on... No, he didn't get the assist on that one, that's a shame. Ah, whatever. Second kill for Killer. And now I believe ItchyKnuckles is actually returning to base due to some engine problems, if I remember rightly. He took some hits from the B-34, so he's now RTB. But now, as you can see, if you look on the left-hand side, KillerTigger and ItchyKnuckles' team are, well, dying. They're turn fighting Spitfires and I-180Ss on the deck and are getting absolutely spanked for it. And there's even a Zukovsky's Chiker down there, tearing apart his team. There's a 109E4 down there, dogfighting them. Right, first of all, mate, all three of those planes can run rings around you. Second, you have next to no speed, and thirdly, you have three of them, well, two of them on your arse. The third trying to make a diving freaking swoop attack on you. Like, come on. But these two boys are going to carry out a match for us, that's for certain, aren't you, gentlemen? Now, in terms of priority target, the I-180S is probably going to be one of your first targets. I have that thing myself, and it is freaking insane in the hands of a good pilot. KillerTigger's been a bit brave here. He takes a hit to the pilot. Chiker's low on ammo, you could tell because it only had one gun firing. You get some good hits on both of them, or all three of them actually. And now KillerTigger uses his speed at this point and just flies away. That is perfectly how you should fly this aircraft. Now the I-180S can sort of keep up with a 109. It will outturn a 109 and in some cases even out head on it because it's got 50 cal. I still need to work on getting the mark of distinction done on my I-180S. But I'm working on the B-10B at the moment. Really enjoy the B-10B, it's just so relaxing to just fly in, bomb your targets and get out before anyone can get to you. Even though the defensive armour's crap, people will pull up for you and just stall where you can hit them with a 30 cal. At this point, KillerTigger does a bit of a weird manoeuvre. He decides to turn back. I wouldn't have done that. I'd have kept going. But close enough for government work. There goes the Chiker, and I believe the Spitfire's crashed, getting him his third and fourth kill. Yep, the Spitfire's crashed, so that is his fourth kill of the game. Obviously that Chiker was another kill to his tally. Now this I-180S is all over KillerTigger's arse, and, well, the thing is about the I-180S, it's small, it's light, and it's got a powerful ass engine. So a pretty heavy 109E1 with a relatively powerful engine is not going to outrun it on the deck. KillerTigger is very lucky to be alive at this point. He's taking hits, his airframe is not armoured in any way, shape or form. And ItchyKnuckles is screaming in like a banshee to come and get him. Now it would appear the ItchyKnuckles is actually down to 30 cal only, so what the ItchyKnuckles should have done at this point is broken off a KillerTigger, because obviously KillerTigger is quite heavily damaged, taking it vertical to go after ItchyKnuckles, but now he's not going to. And ItchyKnuckles is going to teach him a vital lesson on paying attention to his surroundings, and there he goes. ItchyKnuckles' first kill of the game. Well done, lads. That was perfectly coordinated execution of teamwork there. Sadly, however, the remaining enemy fighters, or the remaining teams overall, are actually pretty evenly mixed. There's that JU-88 that tried to play fire at the start of the game. There's the 111 over there. There's obviously our two lads. And the enemy team is comprised of an IL-2 1942, an A-20G, and a Wellington. But obviously, KillerTigger's plane is absolutely battered, so he kind of needs to land. But yeah, he's going to land the plane. It's going to land for him. It's done well. He's done well. 4 kills, and he managed to survive an I-180S attack, which not many pilots can say they survived. It is a very dangerous aircraft in the right hands. I would say the I-180S is a bit under-tiered at 3.0, but even so. Now you may be wondering, why is ItchyKnuckles not landing? Well, he's actually doing what's known in trade as a CAP, Combat Air Patrol. So whilst KillerTigger is sat on the runway, he's a bit vulnerable. So ItchyKnuckles, being the polite pilot that he is going to be flying above just to make sure no enemy fighters are nearby. And he's just going to keep KillerTigger safe whilst he's on the runway. I actually spoke to ItchyKnuckles about this battle, and I said to him it was a fucking great battle. It was honestly one of the best battles that I've seen with teamwork in a long time. I mean, it doesn't quite beat mine and Moxie's carry, which was absolutely amazing. That was a great battle me and Moxie had. If you haven't seen that, I will leave a link in the description to that. That was a stonkingly great battle. Me and Moxie, me and a P3 Biz, as I tried to grind the oh, what was I grinding at that time? It was the trophy box for the H-51 float plane. And me and him basically carried the team. Me and a P3 Biz, and him in a P39. So now at this point, I don't actually know what's going to happen, because when I was actually watching the replay, my game actually crashed at this point. But I checked it before I start recording. It is perfectly fine now, so we're just going to see what our lads can do from this point on. And I really couldn't, I couldn't be asked to watch it again, so we're just going to go from here. It's about 5.5 minutes remaining, roughly, so KillerTigger, according to the results screen, still needs 1 more kill, and so does ItchyKnuckles, so yeah. Now in terms of priority target on the enemy team, the A-20G is probably going to only be their first target. The IL-2 1942, dangerous aircraft, but if the pilot doesn't even have a brain cell, it's going to be no threat. In a head-on, it'll absolutely rip a 109 to pieces. I should know, I've used my German IL-2 as a fighter, and it is freaking awesome. There was a match me and Dave Schilling had on Kuban, where I basically slaughtered a Russian IL-2, I think it was an M model, and I think it was 1 or 2 enemy fighters with it, and it just tears apart tanks as well. If you haven't got the German IL-2, I do recommend it. I will definitely have to get around to doing a review on that thing at some point. It does have its strengths and weaknesses. now that A20G is just bombed out our lads' base on the far, well, the middle base, that would technically be called. So as you can imagine, after losing probably a week's supply of bratwurst and a bit of, what sort of German cuisine, I don't know. But after losing, let's say, quite a bit of bratwurst, our two lads are going to be a bit pissed off. So they're going to want to deal with this A20G. Now, attacking an A20G from their current position is actually a pretty bad idea, because it actually can get its torso turret down there. The KillerTigger, being the jammy sod that he is, it just pilot snubbed that A20 for his ace. How'd you get that? It's got a load of armor, mate, but then again, tracer rounds do have 13mm of penetration. And I think the thickest armor on a A20 is 12mm, so you can technically get away with it. But yep, we've got about just coming up to 3 minutes to go. Obviously, ItchyKnuckles still needs one more kill. KillerTigger's contribution to the battle has pretty much ended here. And well, you can see what perfect coordination between two planes on comms can do to turn the tide of a battle. Yeah, I'll definitely have to start flying with these two again, that's for certain. I remember another flight we had in the Focke-Wulf 189, I'll leave a link to that as well. And that was a bloody great flight. Me, Knuckles, and Tigger, all on comms. That was when I first met Knuckles, and yeah, that was a great flight. It turned out that Wellington was actually dead, so he J'd out on the ground to deny Knuckles the strafe, which is, I mean, I'd have probably done the same. Obviously now Knuckles lost all of his altitude, but he's in a 109, he can get that back, no problem. So I think at this point we're actually going to go look at ItchyKnuckles' perspective. The last IL-2 is ground pounding like a trooper over here. And well, there goes his rockets. How'd you miss that, mate? And he's dropped some bombs as well. He got his trucks, but he's about to have a very bad day at the office, let's just say that. Obviously, our two lads can see the tracer fire happening. They know exactly where he is, so they're en route to intercept. It's an IL-2 1942, it's not the fastest thing in the world, and it is never going to outrun two 191s. I mean, even the Ju-88A4 would catch it, so... So this poor sod in the IL-2 is about to experience the unfortunate thing of a crap team fighting the Germans. Now, I don't know what he's doing at this point, but he appears to be killing medium tanks with the 23s. And yeah, I've tried it and I can't seem to do that. Load of bollocks. Yeah, retard's luck, eh? There comes Knuckles, obviously he's turning onto the IL-2. The IL-2 has most likely spotted them at this point, so he is probably going to come up for a head-on. But no, he doesn't seem to give a shit, does he? And Knuckles tears him apart for his second kill of the game, and the end of the match. So what I do the pair here, like I say, I do love seeing great communication in a team. Great flying lads, obviously, KillerTigger, congrats on the ace, mate. Knuckles, great job on the support there, pal. Tigger would not have survived without you, simple fact, so great communication on your part. Obviously, I'll leave the links to the carry match me and Moxie had, and the first flight that me and Knuckles actually shared together with Tigger on comms when I was in my Focke-Wulf 189. That was back when I had the mark of distinction going for that, so told you how long that's been. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's video on ItchyKnuckles and KillerTigger. Obviously, if you've got any replays that you want to send to me, do send them in. Always happy to take them in. Anyway, I'll catch you all on the next one.